Hello, I'm Zorab. This is Byther Farm. Recently, a couple of people have said to me how lovely that I can just go to the pantry or the larder or the fridge and take out homegrown and homemade products to eat. And how lovely that I can do that all year round. I can just pop out into the garden and get whatever I want. Which got me thinking, it really isn't that simple. And anybody who grows their own food knows that it takes more than a just quick walk out to the garden. Producing your own food isn't rocket science, but it does require you to be quite organised, which is not necessarily my strong point. And it does require you to be quite dedicated to just keeping on, even when you're tired, you've had enough. So I thought today we'd look at the harvest that I did, things that I harvested yesterday, and just have a look at how simple it was to just take those things out of the garden, to take them to the plate. I started growing the runner beans in May under cover, and then transplanted them out, having built the framework, and I watered them a couple of times, but other than that they've just done their own thing to grow. But to get a good crop from the runner beans, by this time of year they need to be picked daily, because the more you pick them, the more flowers they will produce and the more beans they produce. So it's a daily picking. It only takes a few minutes, so that's not a problem. Then I can take them into the kitchen and slice them and get them frozen. I grew the onions from sets and I planted those out last autumn. So they've been quietly growing for about 8 months. The ones I'm lifting today will get put on a rack to dry out for anything up to a month, till the skins go brown and dry, and the roots are all dried and the leaves are all dried. Store our onions, I like to string them, and these ones were lifted about a month ago. They've been drying and they're now ready to put into a string. I do have an electric tool for slicing beans, which is brilliant, but it cuts them straight in small straight slices, and I really like my beans cut in a long diagonal slant. It's what I grew up with, because that's what we had as small children, and somehow I think they taste better. So if I want those, I have to get out my very old-fashioned Spong's bean slicer and slice up those beans. Some of the onions are either bull-necked, which means that they've got a very wide neck and they won't store properly. So they need using up first. And some of them have got damaged when I lifted them. So with those ones, I'm going to make an onion and herb jam to serve with cold meats and cheese. We love beetroot, absolutely love it. The beetroot has been boiled so it's not totally soft, it's still got a bit of firmness about it. It's being sliced up and the slices will get frozen for us to roast at a later date. Now I've lifted those beetroots, the space available in the beds will have something else planted in it. In the summer, the garden is a constant flow of seeds going in and then food coming out and then more seeds going in. And that way we can get the maximum amount of food from the garden as possible and into our store cupboards. So what took about 10 minutes to harvest has taken me about 2.5 hours, maybe a bit longer, to actually get prepared and ready to be stored away. It may sound like I'm complaining, I'm really not. I wouldn't change this for the world now. I absolutely love producing our own food, knowing where it's come from, knowing what's gone on to it, and knowing that that food, when I'm eating it, is as healthy as I want it to be. Well, that's it for me today. I've got some more beans and some more beetroot and some potatoes and some other bits and pieces to collect and take into the kitchen and start getting those processed. And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you'll join me again tomorrow.